Hello, awesomers. It is AirPod 15, and welcome to another episode of the What's on My Mind show. Today is a very special episode, and there's a lot of I need to get off my chest. So let's get started. First of all, I just got back recently, a couple hours ago, from seeing Toy Story 3 with a good friend of mine. I have to say my review. It was excellent film. I laughed a lot during this movie. There was some parts that could have been a lot better. Definitely a lot better than the second one. I liked a lot of what was going on. The story. There could have been a little more jokes in there. I felt that it was a great ending to the series, and I'm so glad that Toy Story 3 actually did come out in theaters instead of leaving on the side. And it was a great film in general, so I definitely recommend to anybody to check it out. I also saw Get Into the Greek, which is another great film, one of Jonah Hill's best films so far. Well, not actually best films, but like one of his uh, good movies up there since Superbad and Knocked Up. And Russell Brand is a greatest movie. I definitely recommend everybody to check that movie out. If you don't have the time to go to see in theaters, you can always watch it online. It's the same experience as uh, the same as anywhere, but generally I prefer watching movies in theaters than watching it online because going to the movie theater is always a fun task, and like going with your friends, and the movie screen is so much bigger, and it's even more exciting to see the characters on a big screen than a smaller screen. But definitely, both of these these movies will definitely buy on the DVD when they come out. Also, a couple months ago, I saw Kick-Ass, and I didn't get a chance to review it. It's a very violent film. I mean, I know that the comic book is very gory. I haven't read the comic before, and I understand that's how the story was told. But I think that for the girl, Hey Girl, I think that they could have went a different direction by making her a little bit older. And but I guess the words that are coming out of her mouth are in some way believable, but also in other ways of what parents will not approve of if they saw this movie with their children. So this is a very rare art film because there's blood, there's guts and gory, there's violence. There's not really any nudity, but it's a basically a really art film. It's a great spin on what life would be like if you're an actual superhero in real life, and what a general person in the world who was never ever thought of that in reality. I mean, I always wanted to be a superhero growing up. I ever would constantly drawing up, different character ideas, and even today, I'm always coming up with new characters, and I'm working on always trying to come up with a new comic book character that will be a big hit, like Spider-Man, Superman, Batman. It just goes on and I hope that like newer superheroes are going to be more evolving, and we get to see more superheroes in the movie industry in the future. Now, I haven't done this for a while, so let's get back to this. I have two story of the days. I haven't done this for a while, so it's glad I got back to this story today. And I apologize for not doing this story today recently. First story of the day, I was on the SkyTrain. This guy was yelling on the SkyTrain right behind me. He was yelling out, "Oh man, my bag! Stop, stop, my bag! Stop the train!" I wasn't quite sure, so I turned around to see what was going on. Basically, this guy was yelling in the SkyTrain that somebody on the other side of the SkyTrain on the station had his bag. Now I don't know if the bag was stolen or not, but literally the guy was stuck, and he started yelling at other people, "Why is this train stopping? Why can't I stop it?" Like it was just going on crazy. It looked like the guy was literally nuts. The whole thing about SkyTrain is that it's automatic. You can't stop it unless you have the keys for the controls to automatically stop it. If you don't, then it just goes on back and forth, back and forth. There's actually no way to fully stop a SkyTrain. You have to wait until the next stop. That's what really happened to this guy. He couldn't get off his stop. The guy probably ran off with his bag. and he had to wait until the next stop, and then probably when he got back to the next stop, the bag was probably stolen. And I mean, this is the real life, and people do steal things, and people are not as generous as other people might think. You know, like, just because yes, Canada is friendly, there are criminals everywhere you look. I mean, night or day. Now, the second story of the day, on the same day that this happened, this is an interesting day because two stories of the days happened. The second story of the day, I was on a bus, I was heading over to Metrotown, and the bus was parked at a bus stop to let a woman who was on the wheelchair to get on board. And as she was getting on board, the 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 ramp, I was not focused right now, but the ramp was opening up, and the bus driver told us one lady to wait on the side while the ramp is opening up so the woman the wheelchair can get on board. This woman did not listen, and she stepped on the ramp while I was getting on board, and the ramp crushed her foot. Now, luckily she was okay, but she was yelling and screaming and complaining, and the bus driver did everything in his power to help her, but she neglected paramedics, she neglected any other help, and she wanted to sue the driver, but you know he can't really give his full name. He can only give the bus number and the time of the incident. But this it goes to show, like, when somebody tells you to do something and it's very important, like a police officer or a bus driver or anybody who has authority of law or power in them, you should listen to them because chances are they know better than you do. I mean, just because you might question their judgment doesn't mean that you have to like literally put yourself in risk like that. And if this woman didn't listen to she only listened to the driver, her foot would not be crushed. I mean, like literally, she was like limping out of the bus stop, and she sat there on the park bench as she waited for an ambulance to arrive. And now, I don't know if the bus driver actually did call an ambulance, but he basically wrote down his information. He didn't write down his name because you know bus drivers don't want to give the actual names to a regular rider because they might get sued. But you know, Abed Transit has got a lot of complaints over the years about you know their services. Now, what makes today's day so much very special because on the other day is the fact that today is the 100th episode of the What's on My Mind show. I mean, when you think about 100 episodes, wow! I mean, that's a long time from now. It just blows my mind that like I cannot believe you know it's been this kind of ride. I mean, I had some ups and some downs throughout this time, and I literally thought, you know, like I would not be at this level right now. I thought that when I first started the show, I thought I was gonna do like a couple episodes here and there, but now I'm at 100, and I'm thinking like, wow, you know, it took like a long time to get to 100, but I hope that the next 100 is gonna be even more quicker and more quicker and more quicker. I thank everybody for watching the show. I thank everybody for commenting and subscribing and giving me friend requests and everything the possibilities to help the show grow. Thank you for everybody out there in internet land. Thank you awesomers in general. If you haven't subscribe to the show. Let me know what you think. Keep on watching, keep on being awesome, and keep on joining the awesomers and bring in more people to the show. I mean, just because you know this is like a kind of like a low budget type of show doesn't mean it can't be good. I mean, I'm always trying to do new things to spice up the show by introducing newer characters. I mean, you guys saw a couple of the episodes of that with me and my friend Darren. He's a recurring character. I'm gonna have him come back a couple of times more often. I'm gonna be bringing some other people into the show. Just things in there to make the show even more better than it is. And you know, there isn't gonna be like a stop to this. I mean, just because I hit 100 doesn't mean like okay, I'm done now. No, the show will continue on. Season 5 is here. We'll keep on going to season 10 and season 12, whatever, until I get bored. So for today's question for the day is, what is your favorite What's on My Mind episode? Leave your interesting creative comments in the section below. Until next time, this is AirPod 50, and I thank you everybody for watching the show. Until tomorrow,